Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in great spirits, as it should. Hopefully it does. Happy 4th of July to all you guys. All right. And to those of y'all who are across the pond, I guess this is the moment when you realize we were the ones that got away. Anyway, little joke, little 4th of July joke. But anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying your day. This is a long weekend. I think not a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people have tomorrow off. Maybe not, but nonetheless, I'm excited and happy to be here with you guys to chop it up and talk about this new information. We got some new updates. We got some extra stuff that we need to talk about and bring more awareness to this case. Because like I said, this case needs more eyeballs, more souls talking about it, and more care surrounding this missing person's case. Also, I got questiones, man, especially towards the Shivananda Ashram Yoga retreat. I'm very curious about that. I got a lot of questions, guys. So we're going to be talking about that. Aren't you proud of me? I said Shivavanda. I got it right this time. Hell yeah. So do me a favor, guys. Before we get into everything, do me that solid. Hit that like button down below. Please and thank you. Crush it. Make it scream out your doggone name. You know what to do. Crush it. Do not forget, if you're watching on other platforms, hit that follow button and all that stuff. Hit that reaction button if you're watching. You know what I mean? Hit that like button underneath the feed as well. But hit that like button, hit that follow button. If you're watching on Facebook, X/Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, follow me on all those platforms, please and thank you. Also, go check out my secondary channel, please and thank you. Go check out my secondary channel, the Pascal Show Clips, please. We are this close to 5K over there, which is amazing, okay? But please go crush that subscribe button, become a subscriber over there as well. We got some really great content going on over there very soon. Okay. And of course, well, I've already been putting up content on there, but there's going to be new stuff coming over there, going on over there very soon. Also, subscribe to this channel here. Of course, do not forget, hit that join button down below. Consider being a part of the Pascal Show family by becoming a member. That'd be greatly appreciated. And of course, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/the Pascal Show. Okay, guys, let's get into this. We got things to do, and I know a lot of people want to pop off firecrackers and, you know, Roman candlesticks and all that stuff, okay? America, right? So we got to get into this, all right? So as we already know, we have been covering this case of Taylor Casey. She went to a yoga retreat in the Bahamas and went missing around June 19th. June 20th is when she was reported missing. But the last known sighting of her was on June 19th. And then all of a sudden, she just poof and disappeared. We've had a lot of updates in regards to this. And honestly, the updates have honestly been things that have been bringing more awareness to the fact that the Bahamas, or at least the area in which this resort and the place that the Shivavanda Ashram Yoga Retreat is held at, has not really been doing a whole lot of awareness, hasn't been doing a whole lot of bringing anybody to know that this was what's going on, that this person, this woman, Taylor, has been missing. They haven't said anything about that, except when we had Brian Enton from News Nation go down there, fly all the way down to the Bahamas, do a deep dive. That's when they actually started to really give a damn about the whereabouts and what had happened or has happened to Taylor Casey. But now we got some new information. Like I said, there's new information that's come out, and I think we need to talk about this. First off, let me say, family and friends are desperately asking the public, and actually they're reaching out to the U.S. Embassy now, begging for help in trying to find their loved one. Why, you may ask? Because they feel, as I said up here or down below, wherever you're watching this show, in the title, they're saying the cops aren't doing anything. Local PD is not really doing what they feel they should be doing. They're not doing their due diligence. They're not putting in the work. They've just kind of been dragging their feet in regards to this investigation and trying to find Taylor. And let's be real. We already looked into the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat, right? We already looked at that resort, that center, this facility, and how they've been reacting to this news, the information about Taylor missing and all that. It's very weird, guys, how they've been reacting. In fact, we've already heard from Brian Enton himself, because like I said, he was down there, boots on the ground, going out there, checking things out. He tried to talk to residents that were there, people that were there for the retreat. In fact, people that work at the facility, that work for the yoga center, all that stuff. And there was pushback. There was a lot of pushback. But I'm now understanding that the family, Taylor Casey's family, right here, went down there as well, themselves, to, one, help in the search, and of course, augment the awareness about Taylor's disappearance. Because as we learned from Brian Enton, there weren't even flyers up. He saw no search parties out here trying to find Taylor. Nothing. But the Bahamian police are saying, oh yeah, we're out here. We're using drones and dogs and divers and all that stuff trying to find Taylor. But even Brian Enton at that time didn't see anybody out there looking. In fact, residents and people that were there staying at the resort had no idea that a woman was missing in the first place. Got to remember, this yoga retreat or this yoga center even was pushing back at Brian Enton, being like, no, namaste, but you can't come here. You can go anywhere else, but just, you're breaking the wall of peace when you walk in here asking questiones. Now, what's interesting, like I said, let me tell you something. I get it. Let me bring her face back up. Taylor's face. Now, I get it. 110%. It's a business. It's a business of peace. It's a business of getting in tune with oneself, tranquility, aligning your chakras, whatever it may be, right? It's not a business of bringing fear, anxiety, and all those kinds of things into the yoga retreat. But I will say this, though. If there is a monster running around and lurking out here in these yoga streets, wouldn't you want to know that there could be danger lurking beyond those yoga center doors? Wouldn't you? Now, I know that may change your perspective on wanting to stay there or not, but at the same time, wouldn't you want to know that one of your fellow students, one of your fellow pupils is nowhere to be found, just vanished without a trace? So you can at least, one, keep your head on a swivel and keep yourself safe, travel in groups when you're going to and from, so on and so forth. Add some extra safety precautions so that nothing bad happens to you or your other fellow students. Because just because she accidentally may have fallen into the ocean or anything of that sort, still doesn't matter. We don't know the answer to what happened to this woman. We do not. We don't. And it's very important for the students and the people that are paying top dollar, guys, top dollar to go to a place that was reviewed by Goop, okay? Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, as saying a life-altering experience. Rave reviews on Goop. Paying top dollar for this life-changing experience while doing sun salutations and whatnot, right? They should know. But they weren't telling people, which is very, very bad. We even went back and we checked out on their site at the time of that show, okay? Maybe things have changed since then, which maybe we should go and take a look in a little bit. But even in their Facebook, their Instagram, etc., they weren't putting out information. They didn't until News Nation went down there and made it a problem, made it known that they're not bringing any awareness to their students about a possible lurker monster running around here. Or, let's just be real. The fact that this woman has just gone and vanished. And there could be danger around the corner. So they posted something, which we all saw. And they were like, yes, we made it very aware, so on and so forth, what was going on, blah, blah, blah. In fact, they did post something, but they didn't even put her face up. They just said, we've reached out, okay? We've reached out to the family. As soon as she went missing, we were very quick to find out what happened to her, etc. Right? But they didn't post a photo of her face. They didn't show the face. They just said her name. That's what they first initially did on their Instagram. Then News Nation goes down there, says, what's up with this, right? Why isn't anybody really talking about this? Why isn't there any awareness about this woman being missing? Where are the divers? Where are the dogs? Where are the drones? Where are the boats? Where are they? So then suddenly they go and they post something on Facebook, but this time they post her face as well. And they're like, yeah, we did all of what we needed to do. So anybody knows anything, please contact the local PD, so on and so forth. Let's move on. Namaste. And it was business like usual. I get it. No diss on the business like usual. But when you are pushing reporters, news back, when you're saying, thank you, but no, you can't come in here. There might be information that center may know that could connect to her whereabouts. Pretty insane, guys. Okay? So, as I said, we got some things we got to look at. We got some articles to talk about. We also have a press release that was made by the family that I think is very important for us to talk about as well. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about this. Let's take a look at this here. Taylor's family, okay, say that Bahamas police aren't doing enough to find woman who vanished on a yoga trip. Let's take a look at this article here. The family and friends of a Chicago woman who vanished while on a yoga retreat in the Bahamas are not satisfied with authorities' effort to locate her. Speaking to NBC's Today, the mother of Taylor, Casey, expressed her frustration with Bahamian police conducting the investigation. I need them on the island to act like it's their child that's missing, Colette Seymour said to Today. Now, we already know about Taylor, but Taylor is 41. She was last seen on June 19th in the area of Paradise Island. The Royal Bahamas Police Force said in a June 21st statement. Casey was attending a certification retreat run by the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat, Bahamas. The organization told people that it first reported Casey's disappearance to authorities. And of course, they go, well, we told them. We called police. So our job is done. It's like, no, there's still more information that could lead to finding this young woman, period. Just stop saying, oh, we did our part. No, there's more that you guys can contribute to, which you were not doing, which was called out on News Nation. So on July 2nd, just 2 days ago, the police force said it had found Casey's cell phone, which we already know about this part, her cell phone, all right, and other belongings from nearby waters, but had not located her passport. They said, let me make this clear to the U.S. media, the public, and our government officials. We are not satisfied with how this investigation has been handled thus far. This is what Emily Williams, a friend of Casey's, who traveled to the Bahamas with the mother in the wake of the disappearance, said in a statement. And what we learned and observed during our time meeting with the authorities and ashram leaders is disturbing and frustrating. Her family has claimed following her disappearance, police left the tent where Casey had been staying open to the public instead of immediately treating it as a potential crime scene. I agree 110%, which we are going to be looking at a little bit more. In fact, like I said, there is a press release, and this is snippets from that actual press release. We are going to be going through the whole thing here in just a minute. Okay. But they are sitting here saying like, this was a very unsettling experience going down there. The fact that they are not doing their due diligence, law enforcement, the fact that they're not even trying, it seems like, is hurtful and frustrating. NBC reported that Casey's family believes she could have been targeted, but officials have not commented on that possibility. Okay. So the superintendent of the Royal Bahamas Police Force touted the investigative efforts in a televised statement, footage of which was run by NBC. They said, we used our drone technology. We used our canine. We used our divers, Skippings said. Skippings did not respond to requests from people. Okay. So again, let's not forget, around January, there was a level 2 travel advisory made or issued by the U.S. Department of State because of, and they were urging, of course, visitors to exercise increased caution due to increasing crime in the island country. Now, like I said, we already knew about the level 2 advisory because of all the craziness that has happened. We talked about the 2 women that were allegedly attacked on the on the islands as well, while they were on a cruise, having fun, letting their hair down, doing their thing. And of course, drank some drinks. Those drinks were kind of tasted funny. Then they went over to look at seashells with some of the hotel employees. And then, of course, they were SA'd, allegedly, right? So, of course, this is right around the same time that this level 2 travel advisory was implemented, right? Still been going on since then. She goes out here to this retreat, I think, believing that she's safe, that she's okay, that everything's fine, right? And yet she still vanishes. And again, the fact that they are going through the tent, that the way that they treated the tent, instead of actually looking at that as a potential crime scene, is beyond me as well. Like, I instantly think, like, this is the same thing with Sebastian Rogers, with all these other cases that we've covered as of late. It is beyond me that you got law enforcement, not looking at the place in which that person hanged their hat, the last place that they were seen alive, etc. The fact that they don't have those things taped up with do not cross police tape is beyond me, okay? It's absolutely frustrating, and it doesn't make sense to me. Why treat it as such? Why treat it that way? Do you realize how many people can go in there and contaminate the crime scene or cover up their stuff, go back there, creep in there and clean some things up, take some things away that might be smoking gun evidence? Oh, I forgot the knife. Damn. Run back in there, sneak when people aren't looking, steal that knife, steal whatever it is that they can steal so that they can cover their own butts. I don't get it. Why then they don't instantly go canvass the area? This is a crime scene. I don't care. I understand that that person's missing, but this is still where they used to live, where they used to stay at. That tent could have incriminating evidence that could lead to finding where Taylor is. It's beyond me, okay? It's really beyond me. So let's get into this, guys. All right, we got a press release here that I want to share with you guys. It's it's about 3.5 pages long. All right, but this is for immediate release. Okay, missing Black woman's family asks for U.S. government support. Okay, we already know she's been missing for more than a week. Okay, well over a week now. Okay. But let's get into this. The mother of Taylor Casey, the Chicago woman who went missing in the Bahamas on June 20th, has returned stateside to seek governmental support amidst scarce public attention on the island and growing concerns over the extent of the police investigation. I'm sorry for this pausing right now, right when we got into this into one paragraph of this release, okay? But holy cow, the fact that they have to go out of their way to go, hey, government, U.S. Embassy, can you help us out? Because local PD ain't doing a damn thing. That's absolutely insane to me. So let's continue on. We read this earlier in the article, but I'm going to read it again here. Let me make this clear to the U.S. media, the public, and our government officials. We are not satisfied with how this investigation has been handled thus far. And what we learned and observed during our time meeting with the authorities and ashram leaders is disturbing and infuriating. This is stated by Emily Williams, who is a close friend of Taylor's, okay, and has been there with the mom, all right? During their 3 days in the Bahamas, Miss Seymour, the mom, and her team met with the U.S. Embassy leadership at the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat. Hold on, guys. Sorry. 1 second. I'm still here. I am still here. Bang. It just does that from time to time. But where was I? During their 3 days, okay? They met with the U.S. Embassy, the leadership from the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat, where Taylor was reported missing, and Royal Bahamas Police Force. So a whole lot of people came together and had a conversation with Taylor's mom. June 27th, the mom, okay, Taylor's mom's team, okay, Miss Seymour's team, went to retrieve Taylor's belongings at the ashram. The items included Taylor's Bible, her teaching training course book, a picture of Jesus Christ, Louise Hay affirmation cards, her yoga mat, books titled You Do This Until We Free Us, or We Do This Until We Free Us, and All Black Girls Are Activists, lavender essential oil, toiletries, a sketch pad with her paintings, yoga pants, flip-flops, and t-shirts. The scene appeared largely unprocessed by local authorities. Huge problem in my personal opinion. Her mom and her team described their visit to the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat as deeply unsettling. It became apparent to us when we met with the ashram leaders that they were struggling to keep a linear and cohesive narrative regarding Taylor's disappearance. Why wouldn't they be able to give them a linear and cohesive cohesive narrative regarding her disappearance. Now, I'm not going to sit here and automatically go, oh, they did this, but I'm hearing through the grapevine, okay? I've been hearing through the grapevine of allegations about leaders, others that are involved in the Shivananda Ashram yoga retreat, allegations that are very damning if they are 110% true. And now we're hearing that they were struggling, okay? They were struggling to keep a linear and cohesive narrative revolving around Taylor's disappearance. That's very odd to me, guys. Upon entering the retreat center, her mom and her mom's team were advised by the police not to speak to any of the guests. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let me just ask that again. Why not? Why can't they ask guests some things? Hey, you were doing, was she one of your partners during the retreat? Or yeah, I met her. We broke bread together. We got to hang out, so on and so forth. And I learned this, and this. Or yeah, I saw her on the day that she went missing, and then or the day that she went missing, she was acting kind of funny. It was kind of weird. I don't know. It just felt like she was on something, or she was having a psychotic break, or something of that sort. She seemed distraught about something. Or no, she seemed completely fine. She seemed happy as hell. But I did see her talk to a teacher for a while, one of the yoga instructors, one of the leaders of this retreat for a little while. And then that's the last I saw of her. At least you're getting information that could lead you towards the truth. But now they're saying, don't talk to them. Don't talk to any of the guests. That's insane to me. The consistent emphasis on not disturbing guests indicated that maintaining the tranquility and comfort of the tourism experience was being prioritized over addressing the crucial issue of Taylor's disappearance. According to Taylor's mom, we had to beg to talk to Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat students. But then I feel like they were told what to say and not to say. Why would they be withholding information? Why would they tell them, here's what to say and here's what not to say? Interesting, right? When Williams asked whether the guests had been informed of Taylor's disappearance, she states Colonel Saunders, lead of the investigation, replied, most of the participants are aware of Taylor's disappearance. Not all. Most of them are, but not everybody. So her face, a flyer, or anything of that sort is nowhere to be found on the premises? That's weird. My impression is that the retreat is cultish and students were being coerced to obey them, these leaders, even if that meant holding back information about my child missing. This is what the mom said. No missing person posters found on ashram premises or surrounding areas. That is a huge problem, guys. Huge problem. While on the ground, Williams observed the police and the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat failed to place a missing person poster of Taylor on the retreat's premises and in the surrounding areas. Still to this day, you realize that this was posted on the 2nd of July, if I'm correct? 1st or 2nd of July? And they're saying even still, as of 2 to 3 days ago, they still did not have a poster of Taylor anywhere on the premise or the surrounding areas of this retreat. Remember, we heard it from Brian Enton himself when he was interviewing a person that was staying at the resort. They even said, I haven't seen any posters of her. I haven't seen not one poster of Taylor. Didn't even know that someone was missing. Optically, this is bad, guys. Very, very bad. And sus as hell. Let's move on. The police station's wall of missing persons also did not include Taylor. What is up with that, Mang? If safety is of the utmost importance to the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat and police, Williams says, why have they neglected to inform participants at the ashram and tourists staying on the island that Taylor Casey is missing? Now, like I said, News Nation reporter Brian Enton, shout out to Brian Enton, also confirmed the lack of posters about Taylor's disappearance while he was reporting in the Bahamas. I was expecting people to at least know there was a missing woman and that there would be some posters at the ashram. Enton, who leads the Missing Persons series, is currently investigating Taylor's case, which we already know, also finding as Taylor's mom, her team, observed that the yoga retreat participants were unaware of the fact that another member of their retreat community had been reported missing. Some retreat participants have additionally contacted Miss Seymour, the mom, and her team, stating that the yoga retreat never informed them about the ongoing investigation at the retreat. Like I said, what? Due to safety concerns and their own observations how the case was being mishandled, these participants decided to leave. I feel uneasy about the investigation. This is what her mother said. I'm not satisfied with it. I feel like the police did the bare minimum. Haven't we heard that a million times before, ladies and germs? I need them to act like it's their child missing. Team calls on U.S. governments for support in finding Taylor Casey. Taylor's mom and her team are now pleading for community support to pressure government officials to step into the case. While the National Security Minister, Wayne Monroe, told reporters that FBI is involved in the search, U.S. Embassy officials told Taylor's mom and her team otherwise. It was explained to us several times that the only involvement is that the legal attaché from the U.S. Embassy in Nassau is observing parts of the investigation. So she is not leading the investigation and, to our knowledge, is not advising investigators. We were told that she has observer status. What this means is police made a claim to the public that is not true. This makes me question everything they said. Doesn't it though? Doesn't it though? When they say we got divers and dogs and drones out in the ocean looking for the girl, they're saying all those things live in a press conference, and then they're asking about the involvement of the FBI, saying the FBI is involved, but then they're saying officials from the U.S. Embassy is like, oh no, that is a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Sure, they're watching from the nosebleed seats, but then their hands aren't in this. They're observer status. So they're claiming things out there in the public saying that they're out here looking for the girl. But they're not looking for her in the damn ocean. Blood clot. Get out of here, man. Okay? Lies. Remember, let me tell you real quick little timeline. The only reason why local police even did a press conference and said, divers, dogs, them drones, we have boats out in the ocean. When they said all that stuff, that was after Brian Enton had already been out here talking about things. saying to everybody, hey, what's up with this? And this is weird. That we've been out here, we haven't seen anything about anything at all. And you guys are out here doing nothing. We haven't seen any posters, nobody out here looking for her. That's when they do the press conference. And that's when they say all these claims that they're saying, according to people, an official from a U.S. embassy official, they're saying that these doggone police officers damn lied to our faces. Okay. I'm going to continue on, though. Boats, divers, dogs. Out in the ocean. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's go on. There are other aspects of the police's investigation that demonstrate a lack of serious attention. During a press conference at the Criminal Investigations Department on June 26, 2024, Chief Superintendent Skippings announced to the public that drones, a canine unit, and divers had been used in the search. However, police told the family that their search did not cover the entire island. Only the area between the ashram yoga retreat and Atlantis were searched, according to police. While the police located Taylor's physical cell phone in the ocean with assistance from her niece, who informed authorities as to where it was last pinged, the police refused to turn over the phone to Miss Seymour, her mother. Okay? I believe that phone may have information we need on there. I agree too. Okay? I agree too. The police also informed the team that Atlantis security were the ones who received any CCTV footage. Interesting. And I'm also wondering, have they seen the footage? This CCTV footage, if they have any footage, right? Any stitch, any presence of Taylor on any video, security camera, anything. Has the family gotten the chance to see it too? Well, let's find out. We were told that a description of Taylor was provided to the Atlantis security and that they were the ones who received CCTV footage. What we took this to mean is that the detectives themselves did not review this footage. What's up with the lack of work here? The police requested ashram yoga retreat participants to submit statements regarding Taylor, but would not specify whether any were interrogated. The police also refused to inform the family's team how many statements they had collected and the names of those participants. According to Ram Soskin, the lead leader or the lead manager of the ashram yoga retreat, the Monday before her disappearance, Taylor's disappearance, an unidentified man with a walkie-talkie was seen walking the same platform where Taylor's tent was located. One of the retreat participants who the team spoke to also disclosed that she was approached while sitting alone at the beach by a stranger the same day Taylor was last seen. See, information that's important. You see what I'm saying? The unidentified man was wearing a Celtics baseball cap and dressed in all black. He claimed he was from Chicago and was interested in taking yoga classes. He proceeded to follow her onto the property. That is interesting, don't you think? Let's move on. When Seymour's team observed the conditions and narrative control at the ashram, they became concerned for their own safety and changed their flights to come home early. That is so bad. That is so bad, y'all. That is so bad. Like I said, we haven't heard anything about a man approaching Taylor while she was on the beach chilling. And he's like, yeah, I'm interested in taking some yoga classes, probably trying to spit game. Let's be real. And then apparently followed her off to somewhere, right? And this was on the same day that she went missing. And the fact that Ashram is being so tight-lipped and they're being so controlling over their students on what they can say and what they can't say and what they should be saying, the family got so freaked out and creeped out that they changed their flights to come home early. They were scared for their own safety that they changed their flights. They didn't extend it going, no, I need to stay longer and find her and all that stuff. They said, no, we need to leave as soon as possible because something is not right here and I'm scared. Unbelievable, guys. Upon return, the cohort spoke to 3 different FBI officials on June 29th, but these calls have not yet led to any U.S. intervention in the case. We are calling on the U.S. State Department to deploy the FBI to take over this investigation immediately and the Bahamian police to allow the FBI to carry out a proper investigation. And this is what the friend said. The FBI can find Taylor, and I agree. If the Bahamian police aren't doing anything, get the FBI involved. The family, seeing no significant leads, and with their loved one missing for more than a week, decided to return home late last week. I had to return home without her. This is every mother's worst nightmare. I felt an urgent need to return because without U.S. government support, we may never find out what happened to my Taylor. Now, as you guys see and hear this, there is some serious potential corruption going on here. Now, I know. It's all about perspective, okay? It's all about optics as well. Let's be real. But when you hear the breadcrumbs that were laid way in the beginning of this case, you hear about Brian Enton going out there, checking things out, saying, wait a second, they haven't even posted her face. I don't see any divers, dogs, boats, drones out there in the ocean. We don't see any of that. So then you have law enforcement going out here going, yeah, we're looking for her. But the family is saying different. The family is saying they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. In fact, they're lying through the damn teeth. And that's a big problem, especially when you have U.S. Embassy officials also confirming these claims as well. And saying, oh, the police, when they did this press conference, it was a bold-face front. Nothing but lies. That's not good. So we talked about police. We talked about 5-0. Let's talk about the ashram yoga retreat, the Shivavanda ashram yoga retreat. I'm proud of myself about that. Yeah, I finally can pronounce it. The last time I was like, it was bad. So I'm very proud of myself. I'm going to pat myself on my shoulder because I can't reach my back right now. But anyway, let's talk about them. The fact that they're controlling the narrative. They're controlling the narrative, guys. The fact that they're stopping reporters, etc., media, from stepping into their facility or into their center because they're worried about disrupting the vibes in this center says a lot to me as well. And it's scary because I instantly go, who the hell is the guy that stepped up to her and said, sup, though? Yeah, I want to do some yoga. Now, this could lead to nothing. That man could have just been trying to holler and trying to get them digits. You feel me? But at the same time, this is the first time I've heard about it. Just like this is the first time you're hearing about it too. And then on top of that, let's not forget the other part. They were so freaked out, so irked, that they changed their flights to get home earlier. They said, nah, something ain't right. The vibe here is wrong. And maybe if we stay here longer, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to find ourselves in dire straits. And so they kick rocks, which should never happen. They should be able to stay there for as long as they feel fit until they find their daughter. But at the same time, you got the center controlling what people are saying in interviews and when they get interrogated, whenever they get interrogated by police. There are not one poster out there on the premises or in surrounding areas of the yoga retreat or even the resort. It's weird. That's weird. Now, somebody just asked, Nicole just asked this, and I'm wondering about this too. Okay, she said, how would the man know she was from Chicago enough to also claim he was from there too? I don't know. I think he may have just said it in passing, and it could have been a coincidence, or this is somebody who is actually knew about her, and maybe, just maybe, works at the actual retreat and looked up the information about her. You know, some stalkerish vibes. Went up there and clickety clack. Oh yeah, she's cute. Who dat? And he may work there. Did his due diligence, looked it up, found out some info, and then showed up with a Celtics baseball cap and said, "Yeah, I'm from Chicago too. Yeah, I would love to learn some yoga." You see what I'm saying? Again, it could be a coincidence. It could have been something completely innocent. He could have just been up there trying to just holler, trying to say, "Hey, she's cute. Let me holler though real quick. What's up with it?" It could be. Or it could be something sinister. But the fact that we're hearing about it now, it's crazy. It's mind-blowing to me. All right? But we got more. Let's take a look at this. New photos released in search of missing Chicago woman Taylor Casey. So, says yeah. New photos revealed on Thursday show where she was staying at before she disappeared in the Bahamas. Okay, we already know she was last seen on June 19th. New photos show clothes, books, and other items inside her tent. So she was living in a tent, guys. And I don't know, okay? I really don't know the setup there. If it's kind of like you're just one with nature and you're just camping out by the ocean, or if you are like, living in an actual like some sort of room of some sort. You see what I'm saying? Like a hotel room of some sort, but she is staying in a tent, guys. So that's weird. All right. We already know that the mother went to the retreat last week and said her trip was deeply unsettling. She said that I feel like they didn't care. They didn't care at all. So let me share with you guys the actual video here. Okay, let's rock and roll, shall we? Hit the number 1. Let me know you guys can hear this.
Photos show the tent where a Chicago woman was staying before she disappeared in the Bahamas. Inside at the tent, you see clothes, books, and other items belonging to Taylor Casey. She was in the Bahamas for a yoga retreat and was reported missing June 20th. Her mother is...
Look at that. I mean, that's literally Let me pull up. Shoot. This is what I hate. Okay, fine. This is other stuff that has nothing to do with this case. Hold on. But as you can see, I mean, I can't pull it up right now. This is why I hate, I'm working like two different videos or two different computers here. So I can play this for you. But you could see that it literally was a tent. Where's the protection? You're telling me that somebody's going to be safe in that tent? A woman is going to be safe in that tent out there in the Bahamas, just chilling? I tell you what, hail to the no. Hail to the no. You're not going to be safe there. Hail to the no. I got a couple of videos I want to share with you guys from family and all that. So let's take a look at this.
I'd like to welcome in now Taylor's mother, Follette Seymour, and family friend Emily Williams. Thank you both for your time. I'm so sorry to be speaking to you under these circumstances. I'm so sorry that you are going through this. Colette, can you tell us what is the latest on the search?
Seems like nothing to me. No news, no information about, where Taylor is or where Taylor could have been. Nothing. That's how I'm feeling.
Do you feel like you are getting help? Have you reached out? What are they telling you?
That's what I'm saying. Since I've been back here in the States, nothing, I haven't heard from any of them. I'm not sure the FBI is involved. I heard somebody say it, but I don't think it's happening. I just don't think it's happening.
What is your understanding of what happened to Taylor up until she disappeared?
Taylor was in the Sivananda yoga retreat, studying taking classes to become a yoga instructor. That's why Taylor went. Taylor was supposed to be there for a month. And the class actually ended yesterday. And yeah, that's about it.
So what happened up until she disappeared? She'd been attending classes, correct? People had seen her, and then all of a sudden she just was gone.
Yes, because she arrived on June 3rd. Mm-hmm. So up until June 19th, with the day she became missing, that they said, yeah. They said she was in the 4 o'clock class on June 18th. That's when they last seen her in a 4 o'clock class. And then on June 19th, they said that the Hannah lady told me that the last time they'd seen Taylor was at 11:30 p.m. that night on Juneteenth. But then we talked a little further, and I said, so the last time you seen Taylor was on June 19th at 11:30 p.m. And she goes, oh, no, not really. She wasn't seen. Taylor wasn't seen. Actually, the student in the tent next to Taylor just heard Taylor unzipping the tent and just, moving some things around in the tent.
Now, I am kind of curious about this too. Scanty91 just said this, or Santy91 just said this. Did she only pay for classes but not the accommodations? That's a question I'd like to know. Maybe that's why you get a maybe less expensive tuition for this certification class. Maybe that's what it was. When they were walking down the beach, there were no tents shown. That's interesting as well. Maybe they cleaned that up. I don't know. Maybe they had people move somewhere else or something. I don't know. We saw them walking down. We saw Brian Enton walking down the area, and we didn't see anything. The tents were completely, there were no tents. The beach was completely clear, right? There wasn't even a soul in sight, right? It was empty. So I am kind of curious about that. And then Sammy Activity, thank you so much for the comment, said, didn't Nancy Grace just cover a case about 2 months ago where 2 Caucasian women were on a cruise and at a stop? Yep, they were ARED. This is what they claimed. All right. These were the allegations. I haven't heard any new updates about those 2 women, but yes, they were on a cruise. They got they jumped onto a boat from their cruise to an island in the Bahamas. They were at a hotel. They were sunbathing, having some cocktails. They said they only had like one or two, and they said the cocktails tasted kind of funny. Some of the employees over at the hotel basically said, "Hey, we got some really nice, a really nice place where you can find seashells." And so they took the two women over there, and I guess that's when they said they started feeling funny. The drinks were whatever they drank was really starting to hit them, and then next thing you know, they were SA'd. But the hotel is basically saying, "Hey, we saw the security cam footage. It did not look like they were SA'd. It looked like it was fully consensual." That's what they said. Okay, that's what the hotel said from what they saw in the security cam footage. I don't know anything about anything other than that. The allegations, what was being said about what happened to them. I know that people are sitting there going, "Yes, they were SA'd." Some others were sitting there going, "Oh, they were out there. Husbands were home. Husbands were, in a whole different area code." You know what I'm saying? And they were trying to go have some fun. I don't know. All I know is that those allegations and what was being said is it's terrible to hear, right? And but I haven't heard anything new revolving around that. But that's around the same time that they changed and issued a level 2 travel advisory, because they said there's a lot of crime going on in that particular area. So, like I said, I covered it when it first came out. We talked about it. We asked all the questions that we needed to ask. I know some people think that they were just out there, letting their wild flag fly. Okay. And then others believe that they were actually SA'd. I am wanting to see more information because I am curious, right? I am kind of curious about what happened to those two women. So that is around the same area, of course, in the Bahamas as well. All right. But let's continue on. All right. I am kind of curious about the accommodations and whatnot as well. Did she pay more? Did she pay more? Or pay less, I'm sorry, and then just stay in a tent because it was cheaper? Or was that part of the curriculum? You are all staying on the beach. You are all staying in tents because we want you to be a part. It's a more, granola, being part of nature, being a part of the ocean, being a part of the sand and the water and the breeze and all that. I don't know. That's some information I'd love to hear too.
So just heard somebody unzipping the tent and moving things around. Colette, talk to me. What has life been like for you, for your family friends since Taylor went missing? How difficult was it for you to get back on that plane and come back to Chicago from the Bahamas?
It was very hard for me to get back on that plane and come back without my child. It was very hard and no answers. I just wasn't satisfied when I left there with the answers we got and everything. I think the investigating team, the Royal Bahamas Police, they're doing bare minimum.
Yeah. Colette, what is your message to your daughter? If Taylor is listening, if she can somehow hear this, what would you say to her?
Taylor, please get in contact with us. I hope you're well. I hope nothing is wrong with you. I hope you just well. And I believe in my heart that you're alive. As your mother, I believe in my heart you're alive. Get in contact with us, please. We love you and we miss you and we need you home with us.
Colette Seymour, thank you so much for your time. I wish you the absolute best.
Yeah, I'm praying for this family as well, because at the end of the day, no one should be going through what this family's going through. The fact that there are claims that the Bahamian police are not doing what they should be doing, which is holding it down, taking care of this investigation and really looking into this investigation, is beyond me. But like I said, there have been claims that there have been claims about leaders within that retreat that have allegedly done some bad things to other people, okay? That have done some very bad things to other students that matriculated at this particular retreat. And it's scary, okay? Whoops. Mimi, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. S-Dubs, thank you so much. We got another video, so we ain't done yet, guys. We got one more video here. Happy 4th. What does the LA on your cap mean? Nothing. I just like LA. You know, it means nothing. Just a baseball cap that I like. All right. But let's continue on. All right. We got more miles to go before we sleep. Let's take a look at this one too.
Are they really cooperating? I want to bring in Colette Seymour, Taylor Casey's mother, and also welcome Emily Williams, Taylor's friend. Thank you both for being with me tonight. Last time I saw you, we were all in the Bahamas, and I was really hoping that next time I talked to you both that you would have Taylor with you. Unfortunately, that is not the case right now. But I want to start with you, Colette, with this yoga retreat. It's called Sivananda Ashram. You went to the Bahamas. You went there from Chicago to do your own investigation. You went to this ashram. What did you find, Colette?
That the people were kind of evasive, you know, and we went in and we talked to them, and it was just hard to get answers from them. I asked them, could we talk to the students and stuff, and they were telling us no, you know, the students what, and it took them a while to say, okay, if the students want to talk to you guys. I wanted to speak to Hannah, the young lady that called me and told me that my child was missing on June 20th, and I thought for sure that when I got there, I would see her. And she was there on the premises because we asked, but they would not let me talk to Hannah. So I just thought that was kind of strange, because I would think, you know, if I reported to someone that their child was missing and they came to this yoga retreat, that would be the first person I would want to talk to. But they would not let me talk to Hannah, and she was on the premises. That was disturbing to me, very disturbing to me.
Yeah, and I mean, Taylor had been there since the beginning of June. She was part of this. It's not like she had just been there a couple of days. She was part of this community that that is supposed to be very loving. And now you show up as her mother, and they basically, it sounds like they just sort of blew you off.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they said Hannah was in a class. I mean, but being in a class is more important than coming and talking to me about my child being missing. I really had a problem with that.
See, like I said, it doesn't make any sense how they are, manipulating the situation, right? And you know what, Nicole B, that's not a bad thought, right? Hannah might be being held captive openly, right? And just being controlled by that place. And maybe they're sitting there going like, do you want your certification? Right? We'll just dangle this thing. You won't get that certification or something of that sort. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's crazy, guys.
Did you see any posters? When I was there, I didn't see any missing posters.
Not a one. Not a one. Not a one. Not even in the criminal investigation department at the Royal Bahamas Police. It was a whole wall of missing persons. And Taylor was not on it.
Like I said, we just read that in the release that they put out, basically asking for the U.S. Embassy to help get into this situation and bring the FBI down here to try to find Taylor. And they even said they walked into the place and there's a wall of missing person posters, and they did not see not one poster regarding Taylor. That's weird, man.
Emily, what do you make of the police investigation? I mean, look, for some context here, the Bahamas' main industry is tourism. They obviously don't want people to be scared to go. They're already under a level 2 travel advisory from the State Department. Do you think that's interfering with a proper investigation here?
Absolutely, 100%. We heard repeatedly that things could not happen because they didn't want to disturb the tourists who are there. They didn't want to disturb the guests who were vacationing on the island. That was true when we went to the ashram, and they gave us a tour so we could see the place. And when we were there, just trying to understand where Taylor's tent was, where the beach was, where her phone was found, they said we were almost scolded when we were trying to take pictures of the premises, just time and time again from the authorities to make sure that we respect the guests' privacy. And the same is true, when we think that, we were not told that the entire premises of the ashram was searched. We were not told that the entire premises of the Atlantis Hotel was searched. And the reason that we were giving was that they wanted to respect the privacy of the guests because they were on vacation. And so we're asking, what's more important, Taylor's safety, finding Taylor, or people enjoying their vacation?
No doubt.
And so it seems clear to us that, yes, their concern about tourism will prevent them from alerting the tourists to danger that's potentially in their midst, which, as we outlined in the press release, could still be true because we don't know what happened to Taylor.
Do you know, Colette, the cell phone? A lot of people have been asking me about the cell phone. We know your granddaughter was able to see that Taylor's cell phone pinged in the ocean. Where exactly was it found? Do you know?
They said 56 feet out. We asked how far was the phone in the water, and they said 56 feet. Yeah, and I
why
thought that was
the thing that I worry about, why would anyone go in the ocean with their cell phone? I mean, it doesn't really make any sense.
That's what I want to know.
Somebody tossed that mug into the ocean. That's part of it. The other thing, though, okay, tiny bit of pushback, tiny bit, okay? Because I have seen my fair share of people try to take selfies in the middle of the ocean, like wade into the water, out there, right? And then try to take a decent selfie. Most phones are fairly, waterproof or water resistant, right? So I've seen my fair share of people, try to keep their phone over the water, get out there and, trying to take that cute little selfie, with the scenery in the background, so on and so forth, out here in the ocean, getting the vibes, manifesting greatness, whatever it may be, right? We've seen those photos. So yes, there's a possibility, but then it's like, okay, if that's the case, then where did she go? I don't know if it was her going out there and doing a selfie. Because I think if that would have happened, I think she would have showed up by now, I think. At least. But then again, I'm not the ocean, and I'm not an expert in those kind of things. But then I'm like, okay, if she was to do that out there in the middle, I just think somebody threw it. I think somebody may have thrown it. That's just what I think. But let's continue on. Okay?
That's what a lot doesn't make sense. The answers that we get, they didn't make sense to me. They did not make sense to me. And it's just disturbing. Yeah. Disturbing that I had to come home without my child. And we need answers.
What did you find out, Emily? Because again, you guys have had to do your own investigation here in terms of witnesses. I mean, was there anyone else that saw anything strange around the time that Taylor went missing?
When the ashram leadership finally allowed us to talk to some of the guests and participants who were willing to speak with us, there was one woman who they said was the last person to see Taylor. And that person had seen Taylor walking on the beach. That same person also told us that very same day, a man walking from the direction of the Atlantis Hotel, fully clothed in tennis shoes on the beach, approached her while she was sitting alone and said that he claimed to have been from Chicago and that he wanted to take a yoga class. So he followed her onto the property of the ashram. She went her way and he went another way. And then, she said that she hadn't seen him again. So that's one thing that, we think is strange. Also, while we were meeting with the ashram leadership, the manager of the ashram had said that the Monday before Taylor went missing, that there was a man with a walkie-talkie who was found on the platform where Taylor's tent was. Now, they said that when that man with the walkie-talkie saw an employee, he went in the other direction and walked off of the property. Ashram leadership said that they reported that to the Paradise Island Police. However, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, they never told us about that. And as far as we know, they have zero leads in this case.
Now, we just talked about that, by the way, about the man with the walkie-talkie. What does that mean? God only knows. Maybe they were saying, hey, there's the where she was staying at was a problem. They went to investigate the area, and that was somebody, a groundskeeper. It could be anyone, right? It could be someone who works as a staff member for the retreat, etc. Anything's possible, but then again, it could also be something sinister. We don't know.
Colette, what was your last conversation with Taylor like?
It was nice. Taylor called me and was like, hey, Ma, and sent a picture along with the picture with Taylor, standing in the water and the waves with the beautiful water. The water is actually beautiful. And she said, I love you, Ma. And I said, I love you too, Taylor. And we were talking about yoga. And I sent Taylor a picture of, because we were on vacation, I sent Taylor a picture of us doing yoga. We were getting ready to actually go to a yoga class. So I sent Taylor a picture of all the mats and stuff and said, look, Taylor, we're doing yoga too. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to stay on the story, Colette and Emily. Please let us know if anything develops. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now and people are distracted, but again, like I said, people don't just vanish, and this is a story that deserves a lot of attention. A lot of people vacation in the Caribbean. So we appreciate you coming on, and please let us know if there's any developments.
And and I appreciate Brian Enton, having the interview. Of course, News Nation really spearheading this investigation and being on this case, talking about it and everything. And the one real reason why I knew about this case is because of News Nation's investigation with Brian Enton going out there. I'm like, what is this story? This is pretty wild. But there's something I do want to talk about here, okay, before we wrap up the show. There is conversations about Taylor, whether Taylor is transgender or not. I'm going to sit here and say this. I don't give a damn about that because it is still a person missing out here in these streets. I only give a damn about that factor until it is a factor. Does that make sense? Because here's the thing. It could be a hate crime. What happened to her could be because I have not heard anything about her being transgender. So to me, I have not heard anything, no facts, no proven hard hitting like, yes, she is. No one's confirmed or not. Let me just make that abundantly clear. So I know nothing of that sort, nor do I even care until I have to care. Does that make sense? If she is actually transgender and this happened to her because she's transgender, then I give a damn. You see what I'm saying? But if she happens to be transgender and something happened to her because there's just evil people out here in the world and she just happens to be a person that was attacked in this kind of way, then yes, it's tragic, but that's not the fact of the matter, right? What really matters is bringing awareness to whether she is alive and well and bringing her home to her family that is pleading for the public's help. That should not That should not suddenly make you drag your feet on sharing her information, hashtagging her name, or anything of that sort, because she is still a person and she is still somebody that needs to be brought home as soon as possible alive. But if it is a factor to it, then we need to give a damn about that. But until we get that information, until we actually have confirmation of that information, I say we keep that on the side and we keep it moving and we keep hashtagging her name. We keep bringing up the information and we keep bringing awareness about this woman's life. And hopefully we bring her home in one piece. So I am very curious about a couple things. They said that there is some CCTV footage. Is there CCTV footage of this man that was dressed in all black with the Celtics hat, talking to her on the beach? Is there footage of that? When they walk onto the ashram yoga retreat area, they apparently split ways. She goes one way, he goes the other. Do we know where he went after? There's still a whole day of stuff going on where she could have been off doing something and then he circled back and maybe bad things happened. I don't know. But I feel like there's some information in the CCTV footage that could give us more insight on where she is. At the end of the day, guys, he even said, there's a lot of things going on in the world and all that stuff. And yes, there is. Okay. Shoot. We all saw that debate. Okay, we are all talking about that. We are all at the edge of our seats going, what's going to happen next? Okay, what's going to happen in November? I know we're all very focused on that and then some, the Karen Reed case and all that stuff. All I ask is for you guys to take a moment and hashtag her name. Share this feed even if you want to, or just do a video yourself and bring an awareness. If you are a content creator watching this show, bring awareness to this case, because this case does deserve some eyes, heart, and soul behind this case. Let's bring awareness on Taylor Casey's case. A family is reaching out to the U.S. Embassy because the Bahamian police are not doing the damn job. They are lying. They claim that the Bahamian police have lied in their press conference, saying that they're doing everything they can to find this woman. And that's not real. Even the U.S. Embassy officials or a U.S. Embassy official said, no, that is a lie. Got a little Maury Povich in there. But still, we need to bring awareness. We need to bring her home. Just because it's on an island in paradise does not mean that there can't be nightmares happening in paradise. Somebody on that island and within that retreat knows exactly what happened to Miss Casey. We just got to keep talking about it until we get some more truths unearthed. Again, I have a lot of questions about this Shivananda Ashram yoga retreat now, more than ever. Because if they're controlling their students that are matriculating at that retreat, they're controlling them on how and what to say to police and to reporters and to family, instead of letting people speak their truth and speak the information that they need that can get them closer to finding this woman right here. That's scary, guys. And it does make me wonder what's really going on behind those doors of the Shivananda Ashram Yoga Retreat. And hopefully some more information and more truths will be unearthed on that here soon as well. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Really does mean a lot. Thank you so very much. Again, please hashtag her name, share this feed, make a video of your own, share her photo, whatever. Share an article. I don't care. Bring awareness. I know it's 4th of July. You want to barbecue. You want to drink your beers, pop off some fireworks and say, America. Okay? For those of us that are on this side of the pond. Okay? I get it. No shade. Takes 2 seconds, though, to hashtag her name and get the word out here. All right? Even those vacation fingers can be tap-rooing on the social medias just for a few seconds. All right? But while you're doing that, happy 4th of July to every single last one of y'all that are actually celebrating the 4th of July. Hopefully it's a good one. Be safe out there. Do not drink and drive, okay? Please be responsible. Get a DD. Get an Uber. Get a Lyft. Call your mom. Call your auntie. Call your ex. I know that's not a good idea, but you know what I'm saying. By any means necessary, get home alive, okay? But enjoy it. We all deserve a little bit of a vacay. All right? So do I, damn it. Damn. Woo! So do I. Okay? So go. Enjoy. But please, before you head out, hit that like button down below, please and thank you, okay? Where we at right now? Where we at? Let's get it to 300. 300 likes. Because I know not everybody's here. I understand. Not the whole family here. But please hit that like button down below. Send it. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Tap it up to 300. That'd be amazing. Please and thank you. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button if you're watching on other platforms. Please and thank you. Of course, check out my secondary channel. We are almost at 5K on the second channel, the Pascal Show clips. Please go over there and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Please. Okay? And of course, check out the stuff that I post over there as well. Okay? That's the only way that channel will survive, right? Is if you guys look. So take the time to take a look. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. That'd be greatly appreciated. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. That would be amazing as well. Also, thank you, Mimi, for the love. I really do appreciate it. And yes, cornbread. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Okay? Don't undercook your cornbread today. Damn right. Would people eat cornbread in the summertime? That's a good question to ask. Something to think about. A debate to have while you're standing over a grill, telling people how to flip their hot dogs and burgers. You gotta, hey, see now, you gotta quit flipping the burger like that. You're drying out the burger when you keep flipping it like that, son. You know how that is. You know, the backseat barbecuers and grillers. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are. But anyway, guys, it is time to get going, guys. Much love to you guys. Have a great 4th of July. Do something wonderful. Do something positive. Be careful with those firecrackers, all right? And them drinks. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Happy 4th. See you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.